You know, I got to say, I am loving this Scamtron back here. Just between me and you never know how something's going to look. Sometimes in your head, you know, you'll see something, oh, I'm going to get that. It's going to look amazing in the background. It's going to look so cool. And then once you finally get it and bring it in here, it's like, oh, that just didn't work out. I just purchased something that's going to just remain in a closet somewhere because it actually ends up looking awful. And don't tell me about the Amazon view this in your room. That never actually works. That's a scam in and of itself. But you know what's not? This Scamtron right here. Every single day, I'm just getting chuckles to myself at how preposterous some of these characters in the background of these videos look. Every single day, I am equally as excited to find some absurd character to throw on that full-size monitor as I am to find some sniffs for all you. Now, I know for you guys, that's trivial. You want the premium, thin-cut deli sniffs. Not those ones that get recalled that you've read about in the news. You want the ones organic, grass-fed deli sniffs. And that's what I'll try to give you once again for this Monday Night Football matchup between the Jets and the 49ers. The Sunday games are underway right now, but I wanted to film this, so I don't know how they went. Hopefully they've gone well. If they're going well, you're welcome. If not, we'll get them next time. But we got this Monday Night Football game, and one thing about yesterday's video, you knew the Gargoyles were going to find something. Even though I came out with solid Gargoyle prevent defense, I had the numbers and everything, so I ripped that weed out. I ripped that Cersei Lannister weed out. I'm like, I got them. They're going to shut up for a grand total of 0 minutes. Because what did they say this time? Oh, thanks a lot, Andy. No money lines, no spreads. What are all these picks? Orc'd if you do, Gargoyled if you don't. So I didn't give any spreads or money lines. I didn't give you much to take to the pizzeria yesterday. But I got good news, as I kind of teased on a Dave and a Dan. There is a spread that I like in this game. In this San Francisco 49ers game against the New York Jets. And a beautiful thing, you could say, oh, this New York guy is going to take the New York Jets. I have zero allegiance to any NFL teams. That's the beauty. That's how hockey-centric I was as a child. And I could see everything clearly. 2020. So the New York Jets going over there to San Fran. And as I talked about on a Dave and a Dan, I like the New York Jets here. Plus 4.5. Take it to the counter of the pizzeria and say, excuse me, sir. Yeah, what can I do for you? Let me get one buffalo slice. And by the way, don't get more than one. Buffalo slices are a great slice. But when you get those novelty slices, oh, I got a white slice. I got the chicken bacon ranch slice. I got the buffalo slice. Don't go more than one. Those specialty slices are good in singular fashion. Then you go back to the regulars or Sicilians. It's like, there's some sort of beer before liquor equation there. Don't go multiple novelty slices. So there's a little pizza tip for you before I give you some of these deli listen to some of this terminology. We got the Scamtron. We're talking about buffalo slices, but this is what happens with Monday Night Football in these primetime games. I talked about before those Thursday, Friday videos, you got to treat these primetime games. If this was on a Sunday, would you attack it? This is even crazier because if you had a losing week, do not be a chaser. And you're going to chase it. You're chasing all your money, and you're not even going to take any of the individual picks. You're hoping the parlay that I give at the end, which you may have already skipped to. So I'm just speaking to air in a lot of cases right now. You're hoping that cleans up the mess that you made all weekend long. And we'll see if that happens. But as far as this game goes, there are many reasons I like the New York Jets at plus 4.5. Number one, you have an offensive line that had a myriad of issues of San Francisco. Now, they finally signed their Pro Bowl offensive lineman, one of the best offensive linemen in the whole league, Trent Williams, but no training camp, no practice. He's just going to show up in midseason form? I highly doubt it. Is he going to play all the snaps? I highly doubt it. I mean, he's 36 years old or something like that, so he's not going to be at his top form. He's not the only one. Brandon Ayuk, all that drama over the summer. Oh, trade me. They had a trade in place, and then he's like, I don't want to go to Cleveland, so then they had to come back to the negotiating table. He didn't practice all summer, so now he's just going to enter this game and cook Sauce Gardner for 100+ yards, I have a hard time seeing that. Now you have this Christian McCaffrey drama. No, he's fine. He's fine. Come on. He had all that work last year. We went to the Super Bowl. He's fine. Don't worry about the missed practices. And now if you check the news today, they go, no, he should be good to go. I think he's good to go. Yeah, he's good to go. So you have a lot of these players not at their best. And if you watch Brock Purdy in the preseason, he was struggling massively. So you have all those things. And then the Jets come in. Very little drama there. No hard knocks. Now, the expectations are still high, but there isn't all this drama surrounding them. You know you're going to get that good defense. We'll see what Rodgers has to bring to the table. But everything is set up for them to do well in this game. And I think the Niners are due for somewhat of a down year. That's a lot of long playoff runs. And I'm kind of smelling a Super Bowl hangover. To start the year, everything is kind of in flux. It can iron itself out. You know, you don't need to peak in the beginning of the year. But I think the Jets are catching the Niners at the right time. So give me the New York Jets plus 4.5. Can you take that behind the counter? Are you happy, guy from yet? You want a money line? Oh, you want the money line too? You want one? You got one. Give me the New York Jets money line. Saw it at like plus 176 on FanDuel. You know, you throw a little over 50 on that. That will win 100 for you. So take that one to the pizzeria as well. Give me the New York Jets to finagle a win. Because if they get through that game, go look at the Jets' next 4 opponents. You know, there's no such thing as an easy matchup in the NFL, but those are some kind of cupcake. You got a Tennessee and you got a New England, and they could, if they get through this game, I think they'll be 5-0. So we will see what happens on that front. So now let's kind of come into my world. What do we see on the player props front? Not my favorite. I know I usually love Shanahan. You guys know. But we're not in the midst of a normal Shanahan offense. I don't know McCaffrey's status. I don't know how involved he's going to be. The backup to him, Eli Mitchell, he's like A.J. Dillon on it. He's just gone for the year. So now Jordan Mason is fully taking the backup duties. But I know that if we get a reduced Christian McCaffrey, if Christian McCaffrey's not 100%, yes, that does mean we'll see Jordan Mason. But Jordan Mason doesn't have that explosive ability that somebody else does, who, you know, I took his rushing attempts in the Super Bowl. He came through on that one. Can't find his rushing attempts because I'm assuming the books are scared to put it out there with this McCaffrey status up in the air. But I did find the Deebo Samuel rushing yards over 10.5. If the Jets defense is clogging everything up the middle, if McCaffrey's limited, Mason can't get anything, you know they're running some of those Deebo end arounds. And also with Deebo, sometimes he catches passes right behind the line of scrimmage. If they are traveling slightly backward, I've seen this happen a couple times because the stat change affects what you have. They'll change some of his catches to rushing yards if they determine after the fact that the ball was traveling backwards, because Deebo many times steps back, catches the ball, and then just makes it happen after the catch. But if it goes backwards, that's deemed a rush. So 10.5 rushing yards for Deebo Samuel. And then I'm going to get into 2 value plays, but 2 value plays that I agree with. So you can get a better price on one sportsbook over the other. And in Brock Purdy's case, you can get a higher passing yard total and a better price all on the same sportsbook. So if you go over to Fanatics and take the under on Brock Purdy's passing yards, they have a higher total and they have a better price on that elevated total. So if you want that Brock Purdy under on total passing yards, you do that over at Fanatics Sportsbook. Then the last one I'm going to go with is Mike Williams over 2.5 catches. 2.5 catches on a team. Yes, obviously, Garrett Wilson's going to get the lion's share of all the targets. Target after target after target after target. And then outside of that, who do they got? They got Conklin, who I guess will get a few. And yes, Breece Hall will get a couple screens and whatnot. But we're talking about 2.5 catches. You know Mike Williams is a huge red zone threat. 2.5 catches for an entire game for the number 2 receiver when there's no good number 3 receiver and, you know, kind of a dusty tight end. Yeah, I'll take that, especially considering the same book that gave us the 10.5 rushing yards for Deebo Samuel, he's listed 11.5 everywhere else, also has the better price on the Mike Williams receptions. So if you go over to Bet Rivers, Ballybet, Canby, that whole series, and you do, this will be the singular same game parlay of the day. Look, there ain't no plus thousands available for this one. What I'm going to do is the over 2.5 receptions for Mike Williams, the over 10.5 rushing yards for Deebo Samuel, and then give me the Jets at plus 7.5. 20-something bucks will win you 100, and that's the best I can do for you here on this Monday night. So something that I never had said in the previous videos, but I probably should have had. Good luck to you. Regardless of how good this is doing, how well your bets are doing, better luck to me. That's always going to be the case. Make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel here. You never know when these videos are going to drop. So like, comment, subscribe, and yes, click those notifications. Also, come join the Patreon. I always add things. I added bets Sunday morning, some stuff that kind of, they added lines before the game. So those late things that I see, I drop in the chats there. So if you want, it's patreon.com/Andy Francess. A bunch of people have signed up since the NFL started, so that's been nice to see. Hopefully you're the next one. I will see you over there. If not, I will see you right here on YouTube for Week 2 NFL. I'll talk to you then. Take it easy.
Love that Joker.